incredibly excited. Welcome, everybody, to Let's Talk Film. I am your host, Dr. Taylor Simon. I am an actress, singer, model, and entrepreneur, and I'm just so excited to be here with you tonight as we gear up for, yes, you already know, the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards 2025. Go ahead and comment below some clap emojis. This is the place where we will celebrate the incredible creativity and voices shaping independent film right here in Texas. So tonight we've got some amazing nominees that I'm sure you're going to be excited about, that are going to be joining us to share their stories, their journeys, and what went into creating their powerful films. So go ahead and grab your seat, get your popcorn, make sure you sit down and relax and get ready for a night of inspiration, creativity, and a whole lot of film magic. All right, so everybody, to kick things off, our first guest is a San Antonio-based filmmaker whose latest project, Into the Gravel Pit, has been making waves, y'all. Before we bring him in, let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer.
I read this book about the shamans and the healers, and they took this drug to transcendence together. They became synced, like as one.
I know this guy at work, and he can get us something from the local tribe.
It's going to take my baby.
We should have our own adventure, you know, tighten our bond.
You just took a very illegal substance.
Be careful with that shit. Ain't nothing to fuck with.
I don't know what they had going on, but listen, they don't want to mess with that. Come on to the stage, Colin Bressler. We're super excited to have you.
Thank you for having me. This is amazing. Thank you so much for supporting film. You guys are incredible.
Absolutely. So I would love to know, Colin, what inspires you to create Into the Gravel Pit, and what drew you to this story?
I love movies. Always have loved movies. So I'm just really excited about telling stories. I love telling stories. So like, I had watched a YouTube video about people around 2013 doing a substance called gravel, which was a street drug. I think it's kind of something with to do with bath salts. And
I've heard of that.
Yeah,
didn't even connect the two.
The stories in the film are based on like somewhat real events that happened and on that substance. So I thought, you know, it's like, well, you know, I wanted to dive into sort of like drug trip gone wrong, you know, story and see where it went.
Wow, that is incredible. It's almost as if you're educating people as well, and just providing just some insight into this whole world that a lot of people have no clue about. And so I would love to know, Colin, what was the biggest challenge that you faced in bringing this whole entire film to life? Because I'm sure, you know, really getting into some real and authentic stories, I mean, that could bring up some real emotions for some people and, you know, a lot of your cast. And so just tell us a little bit about some of the challenges that you all faced.
Well, we had an actor kind of have I don't know how to say it, but, you know, something didn't go right for them, and they quit the project mid shoot day.
Oh.
So that was a thing. And yeah, I mean, there's some pretty intense stuff in the movie. So I think that, you know, for the actors, it was hard. It was challenging, you know, to kind of do some of the stuff they had to do. And also, obviously, like, to present being intoxicated on a drug this kind of intense. I don't want to speak for them, but I'm sure it was really difficult, and for me as a director, it was difficult pushing them, but also knowing where to sort of stop and be a human being and kind of like take the the foot off the gas, so to speak. So it's like it was hard, but I was very lucky. The actors are incredible in the film, and they gave it everything they had. So I was very fortunate.
Wow. And I think that is just some of the common challenges that a lot of indie filmmakers face when it comes to cast members just leaving, and you having to just kind of recover the resources for that person and trying to find someone else. And so that just shows like your resilience, your perseverance to really make this vision come to life. And so I would love to know, like, in this movie, is there some personal connection that you've been able to make with this story? Like, do you have a personal connection with this? And, I would love for the people to hear a little bit about that as well.
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, full disclosure, I have done drugs in my past. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
And I have anxiety, OCD,
Yeah.
and ADHD, adult ADD. And
Yeah.
so drugs never worked for me. They were very scary and intense for me.
Yeah.
So I always, I was just doing it college age, sort of like be a part of the crowd, and I thought it was the cool thing to do. So yeah, definitely. I mean, I think that like, I'd be lying if I wasn't saying that, like, there's a part of the story is sort of my, my paranoia about what drugs can do to you psychologically, and the kind of the perils of it. And, that's kind of the basis of the story, is these three friends sort of like searching for something and thinking drugs could be that thing that's them there. Yeah. So yeah,
Wow.
definitely comes from but I think for all filmmakers, I'm sure everybody else you're going to speak to tonight, there's always something personal in every story,
Absolutely. And I feel like that's what makes indie films come alive, right? And that's what makes me even want to see this film even more, just to know that this is an authentic story coming from a real, true, authentic place. And even the messaging behind it. And I feel like there's even some sort of connection with mental health as well. Is that correct? Is that what I'm hearing?
Absolutely, 100%. Yeah, it's a big deal to me. As I said a moment ago, I have struggled in my life, and I think in every story, there's something in there for that, because it's important to me that people understand what people are going through and the struggles they have and the pain, that's underlying beneath the skin. So yeah, absolutely.
Wow. And I would love to know, with the demographic in, San Antonio, like how has being based in San Antonio shaped your perspective as a filmmaker, and even when creating this film?
The San Antonio is a really vibrant independent film crowd. We're kind of like the rebels of the film industry, I think. We don't have the resources that I think like Dallas and Houston and Austin have as much, but I think there's a spirit of sort of like grab a camera and make a film here. And it means a lot to me. I love that, the culture of that. And a lot of us work together. I have people on my set that, let's say, are doing sound, but write screenplays, or the gaffer also directs his own film. So it's like this huge, awesome culture where we're all sort of helping each other. And mid shoot day, I love it when crew comes to me with an idea, because it shows they're invested in the work they're doing. And
yes, it does.
They're invested in the story. So I love it when they're like, oh, what about if she does this or they do that? And I'm like,
yeah, it's like full creativity. And I love that. I mean, you're sharing ideas, and it's really just amplifies their voices while also amplifying the storyline and just adding more on top of what you've already created. And so that really just kind of makes it this multidimensional work of art. And I love that. And so I would love to know, I know we talked about the most challenging part of filming Into the Gravel Pit. On the flip side, I would love to know, what was the most rewarding moment during production?
Wow. Well, I don't want to spoiler, so there's a pretty intense scenes near the end, and they were very elaborate makeup and effects, the most elaborate I've ever done, and so it was very rewarding seeing those come together. I had an incredible makeup person in Sergio Guerra, who is an incredible makeup special effects artist in San Antonio. So he, just like there's rigging and all this crazy stuff, and it took a lot of time. So it was very stressful because, as you know, independent filmmaking, like time is everything.
Yes, it is. Time is money.
Yeah, we don't have money. We don't have it. So yeah, just whenever you have the effects. And I'm sure other filmmakers have said it doesn't have to be scary effects. It could be a car chase or something.
Yes,
just a lot of time.
There's a lot that goes into that.
Yeah, and so you're doing it. And you're just like, please go well, because I can't really afford to do this.
Please.
Yeah, so that's the most rewarding when that came together, and I was like, okay, we got that done. I'm happy with the final. I'm happy with the final product, and so I'm not sitting here. Like you just feel this feeling of like, oh. Okay, we can get through the rest now. I try to front load that too in my script, not my scripts, in my schedule. I try to front load the more intense stuff because I want to kind of get that out of the way and then move on to the
and then bring people to an ease and a calm. Yeah. I love that. That's a very interesting way to kind of flip things when it comes to, usually it's like the energy comes towards the end, like the climax usually, but okay, I love that. I would love to know, what message or emotion do you hope audiences will walk away with after seeing this film?
Well, I've always, because of the drug content element to it, I always get a little nervous that I don't want people to feel like it's just a really long PSA.
Yeah.
So I don't want that, but I definitely want them. Like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but I want them to sort of have this lingering feeling of kind of like the choices these characters made and that affect in the audience, in an intense way. Again, without spoiling it, but I definitely want people to walk away thinking and thinking about it after. I think all filmmakers, our dream is that people walk away and say, you just want to leave them with something. That's I think one of our biggest goals.
Leaving them with a message that sticks so that they can go share the message with other people. And then as a result, they'll come and watch the film themselves. And I love that. So how do you want this project to contribute to the conversation in indie film right now?
This film, you said?
In indie film right now?
I would say, I think that I think it's really important that we try to work together with like-minded people in building resources. I think the biggest thing is, I think I see so much talent. Your festival, the awards has so much talent. Like there's so much talent, but it's getting us resources so we can do our vision within a reasonable budget, but have that budget and have that infrastructure to help build out these stories. Especially, our state is 35 million or so people, somewhere around there. It's like Texas has so much talent here, all walks of life.
Yes, it does.
It's just really about, finding these voices and getting them the infrastructure to make their stories told, and telling Texas stories, keeping it here.
Keeping it local.
Yeah, I just don't want to see what I've seen happen in other, where it's like a good filmmaker comes around and then eventually moves to LA or New York and they're gone, and because that's the infrastructure they build around
that they're used to. Yeah, you want to bring it back home. You want to bring it back to this space and this the Texans world, because we're creative too. We have big ideas. Everything is bigger in Texas. A lot of them, they just still have yet to see how big we are as filmmakers, as producers, as creatives. everything is big in Texas. And so what more than to celebrate, these stories than by drawing everyone here instead of feeling like they have to go to the biggest and greatest cities that a lot of people are familiar with. But I would love to know this, Colin, what's next for you? Like any upcoming projects that you're excited about?
Yeah, so after I made this film, Into the Gravel Pit, I partnered pretty soon after with Marlon Minifee, who is a former NBA basketball player, and he's a NBA agent. But now we're working together for Fourth Quarter Entertainment, which is our company to make movies. And we just not released, but we just screened for the first time a movie called Blood Badge, which I wrote and directed, and Marlon stars in it with his daughter, and he produced it. And we have another film that we're starting soon. So to be honest, Marlon has given me the ability to make a lot of really fun, interesting things. So now for me, I'm living a dream. Like I like I said earlier, like just simply having infrastructure to sort of dream up things. And,
yes.
Is all I ever wanted. And also I know that's what most filmmakers in their heart of heart. I mean, look, it'd be great to, win an Oscar or something, but
right. Dream big.
Yeah. But I think it's like really about like getting to do another movie. You know what I mean? Like one movie you do then gives you a shot to do another one.
I absolutely love that. Congratulations, by the way, on being a nominee for the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards. How does it feel that, about you being selected as one of the nominees?
It's incredible. Christy and I, because I know Christy's nominated as well. We're both floored. We're so happy. Christy Crandall was the producer on the film, and so like we're overjoyed. And I just want to say this, I know that you got to go, but we are so grateful, not just simply because we're nominated, but it's really important that you guys do this. And I know it's a lot of work you guys put together and finding a space and all that, but it's stuff like this because it'll get filmmakers recognized. You know what I mean? It's just the truth. Like awards and these kind of things is the only way the outward world of the film industry goes. Oh, I heard that. Did you hear that film won an award? Oh,
that's right.
And you know what I mean? Without that, it's kind of hard. Everything's uncurated. So our stuff just gets put in a pile of a million things. But having a nomination to your award is
that's
there.
Right.
Huge deal.
And that's what amplifies your voice. And that's what we're all about, just creating visibility around indie filmmakers who would often go unseen. But we want you to be seen. And we're just so incredibly excited for you. This nomination is such an achievement for you, and we couldn't be even more proud of you. And so we'll be cheering you on September 6th. But before we wrap up, where can people connect with you, Colin, and follow your work?
On Facebook, it's Colin Bressler, just my name. Also, Into the Gravel Pit has a Facebook page on Facebook as well. On Instagram, I'm Eating Crab Studios on Instagram. And those are the two main ones. And if you're an actor out there or anyone in the Texas film industry, definitely reach out. We're always looking to, like I said, Marlon and I, we're always looking to meet new people and to network and everything. So, and keep making films and keep doing your awards and helping us.
Absolutely. Well, y'all heard it from Colin himself. Thank you so much, Colin, for spending time with us today. And hopefully we'll see you at the awards on September 6th.
Thank you so much. Have a great.
Thanks, you too. Wow, yo, what an incredible conversation with Colin. Such rich conversation. I mean, he was so authentic and real. And for him to just say, man, some of my story is in this as well. And I can relate to the characters in this film. I just thought that was incredibly amazing. And I honestly see why he is a nominee. And I loved hearing the heart behind Into the Gravel Pit. But listen, now let's keep the momentum going. We got to take it to the next level. Our next guest is a true multi-talent, an actor, musician, voice talent, and activist here with his project, Burleson. Please welcome Robert Ashker Kraft.
Hi, Dr. Simon. How you doing?
Hello, Robert. How are you doing today?
Good.
Well, we are super glad to have you. You, first of all, you're so talented. You wear so many hats as an actor. I don't know how you do it. Musician, activist. How do all of these roles influence your approach to film?
Well, I do a lot of things. I don't know if I'm necessarily talented at all of it, but
You're a humble man, I see.
well, they all kind of meld together in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
The acting, voice work came out of being a musician and working with studios, friends who had recording studios who needed a voice for a commercial here or there. And I would come in and do that. And that kind of led to acting and on camera work. And at first, just commercials and then film. And so they all kind of, in my mind, they're all kind of rolled together into one kind of creative expression, I guess you'd say.
Well, and you definitely have that voice. I can hear it. It's giving TV, radio. I love it.
Thank you. Well, that's
very buttery.
That's what pays the bills when I do work on projects like Burleson with the gang, Drake and Travis and those guys.
I love that.
The freedom to work on projects that I care about.
That's right. And first off, congratulations on being a nominee.
Yeah, I'm such a small part in it. I'm kind of amazed that I'm here. I'm just like the bad guy that shows up for a few minutes.
Listen, like, we're cheering you on and we're just super incredibly proud of you. How did it feel when you found out Burleson was selected for TIFA 2025?
I was very excited. I mean, a lot of times, especially with these indie films, it takes so long for them to be finished. We shot that a couple of years ago. And I still am in touch with some of the other actors and see them every once in a while. But that's kind of like a thing in the past, and you kind of miss it. And it's kind of like, oh, I wonder what's going on with that. And then boom, you get an email that it's up for an award. And so it's kind of fun. It's not like that in music and in commercial work. It's like you do the thing, it's out there in the world, and it's gone. But these films seem to have a longer life.
Yes.
From shooting to all the stuff that Travis and Drake had to do to edit it together, and all the promotion and all that stuff. For us actors, it's like it's sitting out there percolating, and then boom, an award comes up, and it's kind of fun.
Yes. Well, I would love to know, what does this recognition mean to you at this stage in your career?
Well, I came to acting late in life. I'm in my 60s, and
you look good, by the way.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I know you're not over here lying to the people online saying that you're 60s, looking 30.
Oh, well, thank you. 30 is a stretch, but it's very kind of you.
You're welcome.
I like to say I'm 62. I can pass for a solid 55.
55? Well, you're definitely drinking some good water.
Well, thank you.
Sure.
Yes.
We need to be drinking that water you're drinking.
I'm also a yoga instructor and a vegan, so I think some of that helps. But
absolutely.
I kind of reluctantly came to acting because I was doing voice work, like I said, through the music, and I was pursuing music as a career. And somebody said to me, why don't you just do on-camera work? And I was like, well, I don't have any training for that. And they said, well, you do all this anime and you do all these video games voices. That's all acting.
Yes.
So I was like, okay. So I went to an agent back, I guess, 2007 or so. I went to an agent and they signed me, and I immediately started working. So
wow.
But I never really put any energy into it until the last couple of years. I worked on a couple of projects that really kind of hit me in the art part of my psyche. You know what I mean? Yeah. A lot of times doing commercials, you're just kind of doing it. But I did a few films that I really felt I got the same excitement and satisfaction out of them as I do from performing a great song or writing a great piece of poetry. And I was like, oh, okay, I am finding some artistic fulfillment in this acting thing, and I think I might pursue it a little bit more. So for the last couple of years, especially the year that I did that, this film, Burleson, I just auditioned for a bunch of stuff, small independent projects where I could kind of get my chops together and figure out what kind of an actor I am. And just started working, not making any money at it, not pursuing it
for it
thing.
Yeah.
Just to like see if I'm any good at it. And over the last couple of years, it's kind of started to come to fruition. I did a pretty big PayPal commercial. We shot over in Slovenia earlier this year.
Wow.
I'm up for something that shoots in New York and other commercials. So it's slowly kind of like just by putting some, it's almost like that whole manifestation thing where like
Yeah.
you decide you're going to do something and you put
And
positive
you go,
energy into
that's
it.
right.
And then you just let the ball roll and see where it
Yes.
So,
And you put action. See, that's the key right there.
yeah.
You believed in yourself, you spoke affirmations, and you just spoke it over your life, and you actually started to pursue that. And
Yeah.
that's where a lot of creatives tend to miss the balls, that they talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk. And it takes a lot of energy and hard work to do what it is that we do as creatives. And so just kind of shift gears a little bit. I would love for you to tell us about Burleson. Like, what drew you to this story and role?
Well, I like playing bad guys for one thing.
You do have that bad guy type of voice too.
I may as well. I'm a very nice person. Everybody
Yes,
thinks,
you are.
everybody thinks I'm a bad guy, so I may as well make some money off of it.
That's right.
I read it, and at first it looked kind of like your standard Western, and I was just like your standard bad guy. But I was really kind of captured by the relationship between Jasper and Avery, the two leads, their father and son, both amazing actors who I felt like I was like in the presence of greatness the whole time I was working with them. There's a lot of tension between them, basic, ancient father and son stuff going on there. And that is kind of what drives the story. And then my character, George, represented this outside element that comes into all of their conflict and turmoil that they have between themselves. And I suddenly give them a place to direct it outward. And that kind of helps them form a bond together. So my character is kind of the catalyst for them realizing some things about each other and about themselves, and then moving the story forward. So that's kind of what attracted me to the role.
That's incredible. What was your favorite scene to film, and why?
Well, I'm in one scene, and it's kind of the climactic scene. I'm kind of shadowy appearing throughout the short, as this presence, but you don't really know what it is. And there's some flashback scenes, and then I appear in a very climactic scene, which of course is my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Not to make too much of a spoiler, but I die, which is my favorite thing to do.
Oh, so you've gotten dying down.
Yeah, I love it. I just I went to a screening of another film I was in, playing a similar kind of bad guy character who's a little bit more layered. A picture called Finding Solace, with Motivate Pictures. Mo Morris directed it.
Yes.
And once again, I get to die at the end, and I was in the theater watching it on a big screen. I was like, man, I think if I could just do that, that would really.
If I could just die a couple of times.
I'll be your guy that comes in your film
films, I'm good.
and dies. Yeah, I'm totally up for that.
That's a niche. That's a niche.
Yeah, I feel
That's
like
a niche, Robert. Well, obviously, even though you said that you were in one scene in the film, I mean, it has to be a powerful scene because, I mean, you were nominated for this role. And so I would love to know, how has your activism shaped the types of projects that you choose to be involved in?
Well, I'm a pretty flagrant lefty, and art has always had a relationship with progressive, if you want to call it politics, or progressive thought. The idea, art is about equity and fairness and justice, and it's hard to make great art without that perspective. And so I think they kind of dovetail into each other. In my music, I write about the subject matter, and in filmmaking, I try to pick films that have some kind of social commentary that I can lean into. I did a film called Labor and Justice a few years back, a short, once again, playing an evil bad guy.
Did you die in that one?
No. We caused someone else to die in a very
okay. So there was some element of dying in there.
Somebody dies, I guess, in everything I do, except for But that was about women's control over their own bodies. And I just feel like art, especially film, has been a really because one thing, music is kind of a lonely pursuit. There are times when you're working with other people, but the process of writing and creating for me is very solitary. And
Yeah.
one of the things I love about making films is the community aspect of it. And when you're making films that you also believe in and have
Yes.
some emotional investment in the subject matter, you are around people who are of like mind, and that's
Yes.
a great way to build community for me. And it feels good to be in that environment.
I feel like films without the artistry and a message that really speaks volumes beyond like the visuals, I feel like that's what makes it powerful. That's
Mhm.
what makes it much more than what it is. And I've been in the music industry to being in films myself, and I bring my history, my past, and my dreams and all that into a role, and it makes that character come alive like never before, not like never before, but unlike anyone else. And I
Mhm.
feel like
Yeah,
that's the
absolutely.
uniqueness that you have, Robert, with your passion for activism and the merging of artistry and politics. I
Mhm.
feel like that's what makes you grand in all that you are. And so I would love to know how well, let me bring this question, because I kind of asked you that other question before. What's next for you after TIFA, and do you have any new projects in the works? More dying projects? Like, what other projects do you have coming up?
Um, I run a small nonprofit out here in Bastrop, Texas, called the Bastrop Live Music Foundation, and that keeps me pretty busy. We're bringing music to our town that artists that wouldn't usually play here. We find financing to bring shows to Bastrop out here east of Austin, and we also have a music mentors program for kids, and we find musical instruments for people who need them. So that's kind of my ongoing project, and I'm up for something, I think possibly a commercial that shoots in New York, but I'm not sure. But I don't have any other film stuff in the works right now because I'm kind of letting my agent take care of that stuff for me and get me the auditions instead of chasing things down. I kind of went
Yeah,
through my
so you
chasing
can
things
just do
down
what you
phase.
love, and they can do their job.
And then I've got some music performances coming up all over kind of Central Texas. I play in Austin and Lockhart and Smithville and Bastrop, and that's kind of just feeding the art beast is kind of what gets me up in the morning, whichever
I
art it
love that.
happens to be.
I absolutely love that. And just whisper to the people in the back that are wondering, what microphone are you using? Because this audio is incredible.
Oh,
Are you using a particular microphone?
yeah.
I
Well,
mean, all the
I have
creatives and the voice actors.
I'm in my recording studio where I do
Wow.
a lot of voice work here. So I do commercials all the time, and this is an AKG what is it? This is an old mic that I don't really use much anymore.
Make sure you get out your pen and paper. He's dropping some gems, y'all.
It's an Audio Technica 3030, I think, is what this is.
Wow.
And I've got it, and I'm just running it through a PreSonus interface into my Mac, and that's where we're getting this sound.
I mean,
You've got a
that's
great voice too. You should do voice work.
absolutely. I've done it before.
Right on. I can tell.
Yes, sir. Well, Robert, how can the people follow you and connect with your work?
You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, obviously. I also have a YouTube channel. Robert A. Kraft is my actor name. Actually, I get it mixed up. Robert A. Kraft is my middle initial, is my music name. Then Robert Ashker Kraft, Ashker. It's an Arabic. It's my mother's maiden name, so it's kind of confusing. But you can find me as Robert Ashker Kraft on YouTube and on Facebook. And then Robert A. Kraft Music on Instagram is a great place to kind of keep up with all the different things I'm doing. And that's
Well, that
Kraft,
is definitely
Kraft with a K. Everybody mixes that up, but it's
that is a name that I'm sure that a lot of people will remember, because you are just such an unforgettable person. That voice, I will never forget this voice, and I will never forget that Robert likes to die in movies. And that's all I'm going to say. Thank you so much, Robert.
Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
Hopefully we'll see you September 6th at TIFA.
I hope so too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Wow. And that was such a powerful perspective from Robert. I feel like it's always inspiring to see how creativity artistry and activism comes together in a film. And I'm just super excited about what Robert is going to do and how he's going to just continue to grow as an artist and as a creative. But now for our final interview of the evening, drum roll, please. Is everybody with me? Come on, fire it up in the comments. Give me some hand clap emojis. Get ready. We're bringing on someone with an amazing journey into filmmaking. His debut film, Rootbeer, started as a college project and turned into a full leap into the world of cinema. Please welcome Blake Hoybach.
Hello. What's up?
Hello. I love your energy.
Thanks. Yeah. Joined by our director here, Jayton Pimentel, as well.
Hello, Jayton. Pleasure
Hello.
to meet you. So I love the story of how Rootbeer came together. Tell us about that journey and what made you push through after the first attempt that didn't work.
Now you take it. Yeah. I don't know. This is a story that is just really have been on me and Blake's heart for a few years now. I mean, I don't know. I can say for me, it's like I was so confused. There was so many times in my life where I was so confused and so angry and really didn't know what I was doing, or, you know, just very confused. And it was so simple. I just met Jesus, and then in an instant, everything made sense. All the burdens went away. And so we wanted to make a movie about the prodigal son, about a kid coming home and realizing that he has a father who loves him dearly.
Wow.
And so that's kind of the birthing place of that story. And yeah, we tried to do it a few times in our college career, and there was several times it just didn't work. It didn't get thrown together.
We're all distracted trying to live that college life and trying to balance your relationship with Jesus. Like, what was going on?
Yeah, I'd say we just were young filmmakers. We were young filmmakers in college trying to figure it out. And our first go through this film, I don't think we even got past production.
Yeah, we got to post and it dropped off the map. So,
oh man,
it just wasn't the right season though. Like, we look back on it in the moment, it was crushing. It was like, dang, like we just spent a couple weekends filming. We've got like a bunch of content. And it was crushing at first, but we look back on it and we're like, man, it was like, one, we learned so much doing that, and then two, like the team that got put in front of us doing it the second time, like it was just crazy. Like the timing of everything we couldn't have made it any better. Like we look back and we're glad the first version was what it was to build the second one. So
absolutely. And the story had a little more shape, and we were really proud of that last run through.
Yeah.
It's something about time and how time gives us the patience for the story to develop. Right. Time gives us the space to evolve and to grow and for the story to expand. And I mean, now is the time. Now is y'all's time, because obviously, congratulations on being a nominee. How did it feel when you found out Rootbeer was selected for TIFA 2025?
Yeah,
you remember where you were?
Yeah, I was in my apartment. I think me and my wife were watching that.
What, you found out in your apartment?
Yeah.
So tell us the story. Tell us what happened. Like, oh my God.
Dude, yeah.
Yeah,
we were. Tell your version first.
We were just kind of, watching the video, watch the nominees go, and then we saw Rootbeer come across the screen, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. That it didn't really click until I think we were talking about it later, but we were immensely honored. It was a really, really big honor. And again, we were just so excited that the gospel is going to reach a larger audience, and that's our main goal throughout anything we're creating, is like, we just want this gospel to be known and listened to, because it's changed our lives. It's absolutely changed our lives.
Wow.
So yeah, we were so honored, so excited. I don't know how it was for you.
Yeah, I was in the parking lot of a restaurant, and I just come out of the restaurant, and he texts me a screenshot.
You're like in mid-chew at this point.
I'm digesting. I'm like mid-digesting.
Okay, mid-digested. Okay.
It's like 9 p.m. and he sends me a screenshot, and it says Rootbeer has been officially nominated. And I was like, I think I started crying at first, but I just was like, because it was so big for two reasons. One, it was the first, like, this is the first time we've gotten nominated or recognized outside of our college career. So like we were in a college film fest. And so that was like really special. And it was in the middle of, oh my gosh, wait, what month was that?
It's like February, I think.
Yeah, it was like March or February. We had both of us just moved to Nashville off the cuff with nothing. We were like,
yeah,
we're going because we feel led and we have no clue what's going to be.
In a dream.
Yeah. And so we're 3 months in, nothing's really going yet.
Things are happening.
And then we get this. And so it just was a cool, like, man, there's still things happening and we're on the right path. And so it just was a like really special moment.
I feel like that's just like that's the reward of resilience, because that was the journey that y'all have been able to really exemplify resilience. I mean, just to keep coming back, after it just seemed like, things weren't going to work out. And I feel like that's the journey of a creative. I mean, a lot of creatives are really broke and, we loved art and we use the resources that we have and we put something together and hope it works out. And, I think it's just so rewarding to know that with you guys, y'all believe in Jesus and you believe in God, and, in your faith empowers you to keep showing up for the Lord and for the gospel. And so, I would love to know this. What was the most rewarding moment in the entire process of making Rootbeer?
Yeah. I think for me, it was the initial screening. So we went to school in Abilene, Texas, a little tiny town. They got this really cool old school theater called the Paramount. And that's where they hosted the ACU, the college we went to, their film fest. And getting to sit with our team, and our movie went very last out of 20, which was crazy. And so it's like, we were waiting all night. We're like, are we next? Are we next? Are we next?
Yeah.
Like, it was surreal hearing the song that we have in the intro, like hearing it like start to fade in and feeling it in the room, like feeling the song and hearing the people's reaction was like such a surreal moment. Like, oh my God, like we made a short film. Like, this is crazy. It's not just like a little YouTube video. It's like, it's being screened and like getting to share that with everybody. It's for me, very the highlight.
Yeah, I would have to say, I think, my first watch through of the cut, I was in my buddy's house in Abilene, and the lead that plays Latch in the movie, he kind of helped edit it with one of our editors, and so he called me and he was like, "Hey, it's finished." And so I sped over to my buddy's house and we watched it, and it was pretty surreal to watch something that's been in your head for years kind of be on a screen. And again, just such an impactful story for me in my life. And it was very emotional. It was very, very rewarding to finally see it all together.
Wow. I want to know, what do you hope audiences will feel or think about after seeing Rootbeer?
Yeah, I mean, I think, like I said before, this story is a modernized take of the prodigal son story out of Luke in the Bible. I'm a firm believer that story is all of our story.
Yeah.
I think if there's one thing that I'd want people to take away from this movie, it's that you do have a father who desperately wants to know you, and who loves you beyond measure. And
cue the church music. That's great. That was the whole message.
I don't know. Like I said, that whenever I finally was willing to just receive this love that doesn't make sense, my life was changed.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what about you?
Yeah, it's just that, like, every time like we sit down and before editing and just praying into the film and on set, it's just like, we'd always just say, like, Lord, would one person think about this story different, or think about you different? Like, just one person ask a question or be provoked of like, like, I haven't reached out to my dad in a while, or like, I've heard about God, like, what does that mean? And so that's like, for me, I would hope that somebody thinks differently about their relationships with their earthly parents or God. So,
I think that's so powerful. And my hope for you too is that God will open up so many doors for you, and that his favor will just show up in just an overwhelming amount of fruit, from this film, and just with your boldness. I mean, all that y'all have gone through, I mean, to get this message out, I can imagine. I mean, because the enemy, he doesn't want positive messages like this to get out, especially to your generation. And so you guys are doing an incredible job, and I pray that you'll continue to grow and evolve. And this is a question that's just been kind of ringing in my mind. Where did you get the title Rootbeer from? How does it connect to the prodigal son? Like, what are we doing here? I'm not a root beer fan. Maybe that's the point. I don't know.
This is all Jaden. This is all Jaden.
So me and
tell us, Jaden.
The lead in this movie, the lead actor, his name is Jacob Hutton. He's one of my dear friends. We go way back. But there was like this night in high school, we would always go to this restaurant and get bottomless root beer floats. And so there was like this weird kind of bond that root beer had between me and him growing up. And it kind of found its way into this story. And we kind of wanted to mark it by that friendship and by that little night we always used to share together. So it's a funny name.
Yeah.
Wow.
Not that deep. We joke about we want to have titles and be like super elusive in interviews of like, yeah, did you guys not catch the meaning? But our titles really they're not that deep. It's just fun. So.
I love that. That's like what sets you apart in the industry. I mean, that's the whole point. And just trying to, find the distinction and how you stand out. And so I love that, because I was like, root beer, okay, maybe a soda pop, because it's a new film with the song. I don't know, it's like a new anime. Have y'all seen that on Netflix? It's a song called Soda Pop. No,
okay.
Not familiar. Anybody in the chat know about that? It's like an anime movie that a lot of the kids, I have kids, and they love that song. It's like soda pop. Anyway.
Well,
enough with the soda pop.
Cheeseburgers coming out soon. So
cheeseburgers. Okay, first you were in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And hit you with a cheeseburger. Well, y'all are hilarious. First of all, what were some of the funny moments that y'all have had on set, like behind the scenes? What were some of those moments that still make you laugh?
I think the moment that just continues to make me laugh, that we had a really, really funny team working with us. They're a bunch of clowns, and it was really fun to make a movie with them. But that opening scene is, of course, this kind of emotional, like it's kind of a hook, a really punch, where the lead character Latch gets pretty brutally assaulted by his group of friends. But we had to shoot that scene at like 5 in the morning, because that's the only time we could use that restroom.
It was in the theater. Like,
yeah.
The restroom is in a theater, so we had to shoot before they opened. So that's why we.
Wow.
And so we had to just wake up and get that actor roughed up for like 3 weekends in a row. He just had to wake up and get beat up every morning at like 5 in the morning. And so he was pretty tired of it by the last rap, and it was really funny.
Yeah. I think anything from that scene was so fun. I mean, they're just like because they're throwing him against the wall. There's like scenes where he like nicked the urinal wrong, and it like cricked his back, and like they were landing some kicks, like they were kicking him on the ground. And there was one time, it was the last filming day, and we had one of our crew members we posted, we're like, all right, we're showing up tomorrow. Everybody like likes the message. This guy doesn't, so we're just like, oh man, he must be busy, whatever. We're like an hour into filming, and he just shows up, just in there, and we all were like, "Oh, good morning!"
Right? Okay, awkward moment.
Yeah, so it cracked us all up. But like I said, it was the dynamics we had on set were just very funny to be around. Yeah. We were really privileged. We had a high honor of just having that group of people on set. It was awesome.
I love y'all's energy and how y'all are able to bring personality and just this passion and joy, even communicating a message that may not necessarily be so joyful, right? Mm-hmm. I am just so proud of you two, and this nomination is such a huge accomplishment for both of you. Mm-hmm. Where can people connect with you online and follow your journey?
Yeah, I mean, I say we're most active on our Instagram.
Still building it.
Yeah, definitely still building it. But
yeah, our Instagram is animal_house_films. So that's
y'all heard that? They have the funny names.
Yeah, that's
one of them.
Under thing.
And yeah, we've got Rootbeer posted in the link in our bio, and we dropped a new short film last week as well. So we're just continuing to create. Mm-hmm. Got more on the way as well. So
Wow.
Keep up with us is on our Instagram.
Well, make sure you all follow these powerhouse moguls of this generation. I'm super excited. Hopefully, we'll see you September 6th.
Looking forward to it. Yeah,
looking
we're still
forward to
working it out, but we're looking forward to it.
All righty. Well, y'all have a great rest of your evening, and congratulations once again.
Appreciate you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
man.
night. Cheers.
Wow, what an incredible night hearing from all of our TIFA 2025 nominees. Before we close out, I want to share some exciting updates and announcements that you definitely don't want to miss out on. And listen, if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube right now, I want everybody to jump in the comments, okay? I'm going to ask you a question and I'm going to be looking for your responses. I'm going to be reading your answers, okay? I want to know, which film are you most excited to see at the awards? Which film? Drop the title or the filmmaker's name below because I'll be reading your responses, okay? So while y'all are doing that, first things first, tickets are officially on sale. They've been on sale. Hello, the tickets are on sale. You need to be there. This is your chance to secure a seat at the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards 2025 happening September 6th. All you have to do is click the link in the description to grab your tickets today. Don't wait because they are going fast. Okay, there are only a limited amount of tickets available. So if you've already bought your tickets, let the people know in the comments by dropping a fire emoji. And if you're planning to get yours tonight, comment the ticket emoji because I want to see who's pulling up on the red carpet. All right, so now let's talk about the vendor room because our phones have been blowing up with calls about it. I mean, if you've been thinking about being a vendor at TIFA, this is your moment. Don't wait another second. This is your time. So just head to our website at www.ladiesandfilm.org. Click on the quick links and reserve your booth. You need to get your shine on at the booth, at the vendor booth. Sell your products, sell your services, whatever it is that you have. We need to see it. All right. We're so excited to also have the Lift Boutique this year, hosted by none other than Chanel Rose Budd. All right, this is going to be the spot to shop, connect, and showcase amazing products. So if you're a business owner watching right now, I want you to drop your business name and tell us what you sell in the comments. Let the people know that you're coming to the boutique. And if you're planning to shop at the boutique, I want you to drop a diamond emoji in the chat, okay? I'm getting y'all working. I'm getting y'all working here, okay? And listen, speaking of the big show, let's talk about our host. Let's go ahead and bring the clip of our host up. Let's talk about our host. We are thrilled to announce that the 2025 Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards will be hosted by none other than Nina Leonard, Nina the MC. You know her voice from E93 Radio, K104 FM Dallas, and Smooth R&B 105.7. Nina is a powerhouse, and she's going to keep the energy high from the red carpet to the closing remarks. Are y'all just excited as I am? I'm really excited because we have Nina that will be on stage, and let me know who y'all most excited to hear her introduce. All right, comment your favorite nominee's name below. All right, y'all, I'm giving you all the announcements. Y'all need to catch up because I know we're busy and we have things going on, but I want to catch you while I got you right here. Are y'all still with me? All right, give me some likes, respond to me in the comments. I want to hear from y'all. Now, here's something that's brand new. For those of y'all that are still here, that's right, Annie. For those of y'all that are still here, we're opening the doors to the indie media in a big way. That's right. For the very first time, TIFA will have a media room just for podcast hosts, content creators, and digital storytellers. We're talking interviews, red carpet moments, and live content creation happening right there at the event. If you want to press pass to cover the biggest indie night in Texas, make sure you head over to ladiesandfilm.org to apply. All right. And I'd love to know who's watching right now that has a podcast or a YouTube channel. Drop your name in the comment and tag us if you are interested in being one of the co-hosts and being one of those storytellers, one of those hosts, one of those content creators in the media room at the Indie Filmmaker Awards 2025. And finally, y'all, for those that are still with me, I'm so honored to share this. So incredibly honored to share this. TIFA 2025 will open a very special, we're opening up with a very, very special tribute to the late Kevin Yarbrough of Yarbrough and Peoples. We'll be celebrating his legacy with a live performance of Just Human by Muhammad Paika. If you've met Muhammad Paika, you know he's absolutely incredible, has a beautiful voice, and his song Just Human is so authentic, so real, so amazing. It's going to be probably one of the most powerful and moving and breathtaking. I don't even think that there's going to be a dry eye in the room. You don't want to miss the kickoff of this year's awards. It's going to be a night full of film, of legacy and celebration. And what way to honor Kevin? By being there. So you want to make sure you are in the room. So family, this is your reminder. Grab your tickets at the link in the description. Secure your vendor booth at ladiesinfilm.org. Make sure you apply for your press pass if you're in media. And don't forget to join us September 6th for the Texas Indie Filmmaker Awards 2025. Now, y'all can't say that I didn't tell y'all. You can say that I didn't remind you about the big event that's happening September 6th, 2025. So don't go on and lie. No, Taylor didn't tell. No, I told you. All right. This is more than an award show. It's a movement. It's a movement. You see the incredible creatives and directors and actresses, actors, and like I'm getting tongue twisted because I'm so excited. You don't want to miss this moment to celebrate the authentic voices of indie filmmakers at the Texas Indie Film Awards ceremony. You want to be there. All right. Comment below if you are going to be there. Make sure you get your tickets. Once again, I'm your host, Dr. Taylor Simon, and I cannot wait to see you on the red carpet. Until next time, keep creating, keep dreaming, keep being resilient, keep believing bold, and keep telling your stories. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you soon.